If I push the button this morning, we'll be live. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well today. Happy Thursday. It is Thursday, April 13th, 2023. And hard to believe we're just about halfway through with April already, but here we are. Here we are. Let me know where you're joining from and what's bringing you joy this morning. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, coming to you live from beautiful Mystic, Connecticut. Uh, it's not Wednesday, but we got to talk about the weather for a minute, okay? Because the weather, I find it hilarious that the weather being the one thing that we like literally have zero control over, right? That is my source of not so much joy. And the reason why is I am not a fan of the heat, okay? Because and the reason why I'm a hot natured person, so I'm hot anyway. But y'all already knew that. No, I'm just kidding. Um, I'm hot, but seriously, I'm hot anyway. All right, and so when it's hot outside, okay, I feel like I'm gonna melt, and it's not a good feeling. All right, it's not a good feeling. And so I moved back up north so that I didn't have to deal with the scorching temperatures of the South anymore. Was it the only reason I moved back up here? No, but it was pretty high on the list. All right. And so the weather is getting warmer. And I am horrified about the fact that today is the middle of April and it's going to be a high of 81 degrees today and tomorrow in the state of Connecticut on the shoreline in April. We skipped from what was supposed to be an epic homecoming winter for me to where I could take my kids sledding all the time. Did not happen because it only snowed like twice to the summer temperatures. Um oh, I don't even know what to say. So I ran into someone yesterday. I ran into someone yesterday and they were like, "How's it going?" And I'm like, "Well, it's going. It's been going for a little while. I've shared about that on this show." And so I said, I'll be honest with you. I said the weather's kind of annoying me little bit. And she was like, "What do you mean? It's so nice outside. When it gets into the 70s, like I get all excited." I said, see, I get excited, but don't get your hopes up here because pretty soon we're all going to melt." This is what it is. So I was like, it's the one area of my life that I feel like I'm pessimistic because I said, when it starts to get to high 70s, I know what's next. I know what's coming and I don't like it. So I got, 81 degrees. I started off yesterday wearing a sweater and then I thought I was going to die by 10 o'clock. It was really quite horrifying. Let me know what's bringing you guys joy today. It's clearly not the weather. I had to just get that out. Okay. I had to get that out. Brittany's in the front row this morning. Grand Rising. Happy Thursday to you. See, this is exactly it. It's supposed to be 84 there in West Virginia. I'm excited, but it's April. This is the point I'm trying to make. It's April. What the hell? It's April. Good morning, Carla. It's good to see you today. Glad to have you here. Sharon said, good morning, Jessica, watching from Colorado. Scrolling on Facebook and just saw the countdown for the breakthrough show. That was a sign to be here today. I love when I get these signs. I love that you take it as a sign. That's awesome. You guys, by the way, really excited. Sharon, who I have dubbed the Queen of Gratitude, she is going to be joining us for a few episodes in May that are going to be epic. Okay, epic. So be sure you tune in for that when you start seeing the notifications for it. And I'm going to be sharing a link with you guys coming up that will help you be able to get you some gratitude glasses and the Gratisize book that you will enhance your experience with Sharon and I for when she's on the show. So be looking for that as well. Juju's here. Good morning. Good morning. Grand Rising to you. Brittany saying, hey, Juju. So good to have you guys here this morning. So we have obviously birthdays at the end of the show. We have some national days to talk about, and I'm telling you, get yourself a snack. Okay. Also, it's part four, not part three, part four of our Joy in Quotes series this morning. We have a quote this morning from a novelist, Amelia Barr, that I just love, and I can't wait to get into this with you because it really is the heart of why I've continued this Project Joy series, because as we talked about yesterday, joy is a verb. Joy is something that we can be actively doing and creating. And I'll tell you, little secret here. I was not prepared to come on the show this morning. So what had happened was StreamYard, which we use to broadcast, has a new feature that helps you to take little clips out of, your episodes and turn them into shorts and reels for your different social media platforms. And I knew that I had said something really epic yesterday. So and Lord knows when something epic comes out of my mouth, I need to lean on that. So when I shared it yesterday, I was like, I've got to go pull that out. So I was doing that, and I was taking I'd already done my list of things for the show this morning, and I was playing around with that, and I pulled out the clip, and then I was like, oh, I can just save it, and I can add music and captions, and it'll be so cute and pretty and whatnot. And so I get into doing that. Next thing you know, my alarm goes off that it's 8:00, and I'm like, oh God, it's time to go live. So here we are with that. But that's one of the things that really brings me joy, is when you are enjoying what you're doing so much that you lose track of time. Has anybody else ever had that? I mean, I'm sure we all have, but can you think of something specific, a specific time when you were so joyful about what you're doing that you just completely don't know where you are, lose track of time? Let me know if you know of a specific moment, because listen, y'all, I almost missed the show this morning. I almost missed the show because I was having so much fun. If you guys end up seeing this little short that I made from yesterday's show anywhere on social media, please send me a message and let me know that you've seen it. If you've seen it already this morning, let me know down in the comments if you've seen this little reel that I made from yesterday, because it was so good. And it actually, speaking of Juju out there laughing at me in the audience, it was based on what Juju had said in the comments about creating happiness. And when I talked about that from day before yesterday, and then based on yesterday's topic, it just was so fitting. So I went into this whole TED talk, and, and it was wonderful. William's joining us this morning and this afternoon from Ghana. Too hot here again. We were just talking about that, William. And I was sharing that the weather is probably the only thing that brings me some level of pessimism and not joy in my life, because it's horrible, guys. I just can't. I melt in the heat. If I was in Ghana, I would be a puddle on the ground. I'm just going to say that. William said, when you enjoy what you do, it doesn't seem like work. Well, I remember I was playing with my nephews and some other kids, and I forgot I hadn't eaten all morning. I think so many of us can relate to that, right? Like we're like, especially those of us that really love what we do. I know I can think of people that I've had this exact conversation with: Heather, Juju, Brittany, me. I think we all have had that moment where we're like, we're working, and then we message each other like, oh my God, I forgot to eat. Like, what just happened here? So that's a real source of joy. That's how you know you really love what you're doing, when you get so wrapped up that you literally forget to feed yourself. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. So listen, we got to talk about I think we're going to do our national days today, and then we're going to take a quick break and talk about our quote, and then get into birthdays. So our quote is really good today as well, you guys. But let's talk about our national days first. And I'm going to tell you, if you don't have a snack, you need to get one. So, national days today. First of all, it is National Scrabble Day. Raise your hand, put a 1 in the chat. I'm in this. I'm in a snarky mood today. Put a 1 in the chat if you enjoy the game Scrabble. It's National Scrabble Day. I love a good game of Scrabble. I didn't so much when I was younger, and I think that stems from not wanting to feel like I don't know how to spell. So now that I'm older and can spell a little better, I have fun. And playing it with my kids who were in the same position I was back then of feeling like I don't know how to spell. It's fun for me. So I enjoy Scrabble. So maybe I'll play a game of Scrabble today. It's also National Thomas Jefferson Day because, as we'll mention in birthdays, it's Thomas Jefferson's birthday. President Thomas Jefferson. Happy birthday to him. He passed away in 1826. So we celebrate Thomas Jefferson Day today. It is also National Make Lunch Count Day. Make it count. How many of you have a good lunch? How many of you get caught up in in the joy of what you're doing and forget lunch? So it says we have an opportunity to break a trend that has been occurring around the country by joining National Make Lunch Count Day. According to a recent study commissioned by TGI Fridays, the majority of U.S. workers suffer from FOLO, otherwise known as a fear of lunching out. Many workers eat lunch at their desk at least twice a week, while 1/3 have their lunch at their desk every day of the week. Don't fear lunching out every longer. Taking a break from the workday improves productivity. I cannot tell you how many places my husband has worked for that do not allow him to take a lunch. Okay. I don't know if you guys know this, but in many states, it is not a law to require an employee or to require an employer to have an employee take a lunch. I don't know if you guys know that. But it is, and you can look it up. And so it's kind of disturbing. It's kind of disturbing because, like this talks about, it taking a break improves productivity. You have to be able, you can't just keep running and running and running on empty. So I would encourage you today to pause whatever you're doing and take a lunch break. Okay. Stop what you're doing, pause, take a lunch, and enjoy the break. Enjoy the break that your brain needs. When you return, you'll be refreshed and ready for new ideas and approaches to whatever your job throws your way. All right. In addition, I hope you got that snack because it is National Peach Cobbler Day. Now, listen, I not necessarily for the peach cobbler, but I just really love cobbler. I love apple cobbler. I love all of these things. And so I will find a way to celebrate National Peach Cobbler Day, even if it's with a different kind of cobbler. Let me know if you enjoy peach cobbler because it sure is delicious. So obviously, if you don't know what it is a dessert. It originated in the 19th century. And so it's called cobbler because the surface of the cobbler looks like a cobbled street. Pretty cool. The name may also derive from the fact that the ingredients are cobbled together. Cobble recipes resemble a thick crusted deep dish pie with both a top and a bottom crust. Now, see, I usually, when I have cobbler, it's usually the filling and then the cobbler, like the cobbled part on top. I don't think if it has a crust on the bottom, to me, that's pie. But I love talking about this on the show because depending on where we are in the world and how we grew up and all of that depends on what we call things, right? It's interesting to get into that. Juju's got her hand up in the audience and says she always forget to eat breakfast and lunch, especially when working. I know, we get into it and then we're like, why are we starving though? Why are we starving? Oh, I didn't eat today. Brittany said, good thing I just got me some toast. Although now I want cobbler. I can relate. I didn't even bring my water to my table this morning. I finished my coffee, by the way, which I had in my Joy cup today. I choose Joy. And What was I saying? I have no idea. Didn't bring my water afterwards because I got wrapped up in that. It was that video's fault. We're going to blame it on that. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break, you guys, and be right back to talk about our quote this morning, our joy quote. And then we have birthdays to do as well. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com. We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com or thebreakthroughshownetwork.com. And we'll also hopefully see you beginning today at the Wealthy Healers Conference presented by Shiraz of the Breakthrough Show Network and also Lisa Brewer. I am so excited to be giving my talk tomorrow on day 2 of the conference. The tickets, I'm going to put information down in the comments for you guys. You can get your tickets there. It's $5.55 to participate in the whole conference. Okay. If you get a VIP ticket, which is additional, all the information is there. You can be a part of these incredible workshops. And these are no pitch workshops, you guys. This conference, if you consider yourself not a healer, this conference is for anybody that's making a difference in this world and wants to be appropriately compensated for doing it so you can make even more of a difference in the world. We know that when we are healers, when we are trying to make a difference and we're worried about paying bills and the lights on and keeping the lights on and keeping the kids fed and everything else, it makes it really hard to focus on that work that we're trying to do in the world. We also know that when we have more funds, we're able to donate more freely. We know that we're able to help more in the way of finances. So definitely come to this conference. $5.55 is ridiculous, honestly. And there are multiple paths you can choose from. So it's really like a choose your own adventure kind of thing. Really kind of cool. So literally you can come opening and they'll say, okay, which room do you want to go in? And you get to choose which one you want to go in. And of course, you get to hear me speak on day 2. So definitely take advantage of that. We got to get into our quote of the day, which I'm really excited about right now. So our quote today comes from novelist Amelia Barr. She was a novelist years and years and years ago. She died actually in 1919. And her quote says this. Her quote says, "It is only in sorrow bad weather masters us. In joy, we face the storm and defy it." Anybody else get complete chills with that quote? Because when I have them now again. When I first heard that, I was like, yes, this is exactly why I do Project Joy Live. Exactly. It is only in sorrow bad weather masters us. In joy, we face the storm and defy it. So one of the reasons that I continue to do this show, and I've said this before, is a very selfish reason. In times when I mean, if I'm aware of nothing else in this life, I am aware of constant change, and not all change can be controlled by us. Not all change has been started or orchestrated by us, for that's for sure. And so when change and things happen around us, we know that the only thing that we can control is how we respond to it. So one of the ways that I have learned to respond to challenge and change in my life is through the creation of joy. And we talked about that yesterday. In fact, that's the little clip that you'll see across social media when you see the little reel come through that I just played around with and almost missed my own show this morning. It's about being the creator of the joy in your life. If you don't like what's going on around you, then create the joy that you want to see. To piggyback off of that very famous quote, be the change you want to see in the world, right? And so when we talk about being in a time of challenge, if you don't have those tools to help you bring you through that time, then the challenge or the bad weather, as Amelia Barr puts it, can master us. It can overtake us. We can be sitting in that place for a long period of time, for longer than maybe we want to. And so when we learn to lean into joy and sort of, and I say master, not mastery. And we talked about this. You guys remember when we had Kenneth Lord on the show last year? And we were talking about master versus mastery. To master is an ongoing action. So I am committed to master joy, meaning to continually make the effort to include joy in my life, to be an active participant as joy, to make joy a verb, as we talked about yesterday. And we also talked about a few days ago, not being, there never being an arrival. It has to be a constant choice that we make in a lot of these personal development things that we try to accomplish in our life or try to master. And so if we make the commitment to work on joy as a tool that we can use in times of challenge and trial, then we have that available to us when the storm hits, and it's less likely to overtake us. Now we are the boss of it because we have made the choice to lean into joy and say, okay, how can I use joy as a tool going forward? And so with this show, you have the opportunity 5 days a week at minimum, 7 days a week if you want to catch a couple replays, because even if you go back to season 1 of the show where I did little joy like bits, we talked little stories and little things like that, and I talked specifically about joy in a certain thing. You could have it 7 days a week. You could have this little time to try out, to commit to mastering joy. And when things do hit, when there is that challenge, when there is that moment when things get really hard, you've already been practicing. Abraham Hicks talks about being in the vortex, right? You've already been surrounding yourself with these things of joy. So it becomes really difficult for these outside challenges and circumstances to master you because you've already been in it. You've already been practicing every single day. It becomes part of who you are. I am positive 150% that if I hadn't been in this place of being committed to leaning on joy as a tool for the last several years, what happened to me over the last 6 months, I would not be sitting in front of you today, because there were some dark, dark moments the last few months. Really dark. And I 150% believe that because I made the choice to lean into the joy, that storm could not master me, that I continue to defy it every day because of the fact that I've made this decision to continually practice joy, to believe that I am joy, to make joy part of my being and my doing, and not just something that I experience from time to time. So I love this quote. It is only in sorrow bad weather masters us. In joy, we face the storm and defy it. We face the storm and defy it. Juju loves it. Do you love it? Let me know how you feel about that quote. And it's time for us to do birthdays, because it's almost time to leave. But it's not sad, because I'll see you again tomorrow. So let's do birthdays. All right, you guys. In the world of celebrities for birthdays today, Thomas Jefferson, I mentioned, had a birthday. 1826, he passed away. Actor Jonathan Brandis, do you guys remember him? He was in Neverending Story 2, among many other things, and then passed away tragically in 2003. But he had a birthday today. R&B performer Ty Dolla $ign has a birthday today. Al Green has a birthday today. Some of you guys might have some memories to some Al Green songs. Happy birthday to him. Also, it is Kelly Giddish's birthday. You might know her if you're a fan of Law & Order SVU. She plays Detective Amanda Rollins in that series. Actress Caroline Rhea also has a birthday today. I remember her specifically from Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, with Melissa Joan Hart. Also, the celebrities in my life, a friend of mine from school that actually lives right down the street from me, Amanda Bibi Fournier, has a birthday today. And also, Breakthrough alumni and celebrity Trip Bodenheimer has a birthday today, also known as Bodie. Trip, I'm wishing you a very happy birthday. And I would love to catch up soon, by the way, because I'm always interested in what you've got going on there with your show and everything else. So let's chat soon. All of that said, if you are celebrating a birthday today, please let me know. Please let me know so that I can celebrate with you. And let's get our birthday song on. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Thomas Jefferson, Jonathan Brandis, Ty Dolla $ign, Al Green, Kelly Giddish, Caroline Rhea, Amanda Bibi Fournier, and Trip Bodenheimer. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all those that are celebrating today, and anybody that I missed, wishing you a happy birthday as well. So we have one more day left in our Joy in Quote series, and we'll be talking about a final quote tomorrow on the show. In addition to it being Fun Friday, we'll have a little fun as usual, and I'm going to be sharing with you. You saw him in the comments earlier. If I scroll back up, William in Ghana has something amazing going on that I want to share with you guys, which I'm going to be talking about tomorrow as well. Yeah, and we're going to have a good time. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I want to encourage you to make joy a priority in your life today and every day. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.